Are HIE birth injury cases, are they really that complex, Marcus? Are they really complex? Now, you may be wondering, okay, well, why am I talking about this today? Why is this important? And for me, there's going to be two camps of thought on that wandering aspect. You've got the first camp of thought, which is, okay, look, my baby has a traumatic brain injury. I don't know how this was caused. There are doctors, hospitals, and nurses involved, and I want to bring a lawsuit. That means that the doctors, the nurses, the hospitals, they're going to have their lawyers. I need a lawyer. That's camp number one. Camp two is the thought process of, well, can I do this myself? Because all I really got to do is just talk about my baby's story, talk about specifically what happened to my baby. And so I want to get into depth with you today as to how we move forward with these cases. And this is a good time to stop and say that ultimately the decision as to whether you should hire a birth injury attorney like myself or do it yourself, that is something that only you can only make that decision. I can't help you with that. That's something that you have to come to a conclusion for yourself. In addition to that, there's also another category that is out there, and I'm not really going to touch on that in this video, and that is individuals who have spoken with an attorney before. They may have talked with multiple attorneys, and these attorneys, for whatever reason, they will not take the case. And this person or this family, they're moving forward on their own. For these particular folks, look, you got to do what you got to do, and I wish you the best as it pertains to your situation. Now, before getting too deep into this, let's define some terms, because I use a term at the beginning, complex. What am I talking about with complex? And so let's just use a basic Google definition of complex, and that is going to be something that is consisting of many different and connected parts. Many different and connected parts. If you are moving forward with a birth injury, an HIE brain injury case, we meet that definition, in my opinion, of complex, because we have different and connecting parts in that you have to understand the legal issues that are present, and you have to understand the medical issues that are present. And they come together and make what we call medical legal issues. These are medical legal issues. And moving forward with these types of cases, whether you do it on your own or you have an attorney, there's just going to be a basic level of competency that you're going to have to be successful in these cases. Now, I'm going to give you some quick illustrations on the legal side of things. When we are moving forward with these types of cases, it's going to be required that you understand what your state or jurisdiction requires on the law end. For example, can you just file immediately into court? Can you just file in court? Or must you file something with a third-party office before you get to court? Let's say, for example, do you have to have expert qualified reports? Do they have to be filed with your complaint, or do they have to be filed later down the line in time? These are the types of things, and a heck of a lot more, that you're gonna have to understand, either you doing it yourself or, of course, with your attorney. But these are just some of the legal aspects of things that you have to understand. Now let's move right along to the medical aspects of things. There's just going to be a basic level of medical understanding that you're going to have with these types of cases. We're talking about a baby with a traumatic brain injury. That is going to entail a lot of things. Do you have the competency to understand some of these issues? For example, when you get the medical records, do you even know what you're looking at when you're going through the medical records? And in a lot of these cases, these medical records can be hundreds, if not thousands of pages long. So when you're going through, do you understand the issues that are present? And not only the issues, but where to find what you need to find answers for these issues. In addition to that, let's say, for example, when you get you're looking at the fetal heart strips. Do you understand? Is it a category 1 strip, category 2 strip, or is it a category 3 strip, or is it just a mixture? You have to understand all of these types of things on the medical side and more before you can even be able to move forward with something like that. In addition to this, what about the experts that are going to be needed, the medical experts? What must these medical experts on the legal side, what must these experts say? What are they qualified to be able to give specific types of opinions on? Are they standard of care experts? Are they causation experts? Are they damages or injury, harm? What types of experts? So hopefully that you can understand when we're discussing a lot of these issues. In other words, are HIE birth injury cases, are they really that complex? These are just some of the issues that are going to be present when we're dealing with these types of concepts. And, talking to people about this, a lot of times that complex issue, or whether this is really complex, that can actually be a disguise for another underlying issue, which is that, look, at the end of the day, there's just going to be some people that are like, daggone it, I don't want anybody to have a percentage of any type of recovery that I may have for my baby or my family. I don't want nobody to have anything. I don't want them to get no lawyer. I don't want them to have any percentage. And that's fine. If you believe that, that is fine. But in my experiences, the odds are more than likely, if there is an attorney involved, the likelihood of success more than likely is probably going to increase if there is an attorney with certain types of training specific as to these issues versus someone who is not an attorney with no type of training on the medical or legal aspect of things. If you have more questions, maybe you're watching this video today because your baby has suffered, like I said, an HIE brain injury at birth, and you have questions as to what was the cause of it. If you want to speak with someone like myself as to these issues, what I invite you to do is go and get your cell. There's a telephone number down below. What I invite you to do is to get your cell and give me a call. When you talk with my office, make sure that you get on my calendar. And remember, it costs you absolutely nothing to talk with us initially about what's going on with your baby. Make sure you get on my calendar, pick a date and a time so we can know when to call you back and when to speak with you specifically about what happened with your baby. In addition to that, make sure that you have a good and working email address, because from time to time, we'll have to speak with you through email sometimes, and it's good to make sure that we know that you have a working email, something that you check frequently. Before I get out of here, I practice law here in the state of Maryland, and I know from time to time again, we'll have individuals who will contact us. They are in the United States, but they are not in Maryland. If that is you, just understand that we have to use what we call co-counsel or local counsel. In other words, an attorney in your state. That's something that we can look to work to help you on. But I just want to make sure that you understand that co-counsel or that local counsel aspect of things if you are not here in the state of Maryland. All right, that's going to be it for today's quick educational video. Again, I'm Marcus Boston, and I'm one of the childbirth injury and medical malpractice attorneys practicing law here in the state of Maryland at Boston Law Group, LLC. Talk with you next time. Take care. Enjoy the rest of your day.